Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast. I'm Sean.
And I am Julian. What is up, Sean?
I wanted to see what you were gonna say.
I know. I thought I subconsciously. I was gonna say I'm San Pablo.
So we had a conversation about this, like a week or two ago.
About a week ago,
where
yeah.
Julian was like, I never say my name when we do the intro. He always says something else. And I wanted to see what you were going to say when we did the intro this time, since we had that conversation. I kind of shit the bed. Yeah, you kind of like scared your...
I did. I really thought about it.
In your head, man. That's what happened to me that one time I had to do the intro, and I was like,
it was like three episodes in a row.
It's a mouthful to say the whole podcast name and to do it so quickly, right? So I'm like, welcome back to the cleaning up. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I was just like, welcome back to the closet cleaners, and I don't know what the fuck.
Needless to say, we are quitting the podcast and starting a new line of cleaning supplies.
But this really is a welcome back episode.
It's been a fucking minute,
unfortunately, definitely. Unfortunately, I'm
Sean and him, Ginger Sean and him.
Me and Julian, we tied the knot. We finally did it.
Yep. And by the tie the knot, he means the end of the condom that we've been reusing.
So, yeah. Well, we don't want that spilling anywhere.
No, definitely. And we're green, recycle.
It's the secret sauce for Chipotle.
Hey, buddy, that Chipotle sauce.
So basically, I'm off the market, fellas. Sorry to disappoint. All the priests from my Catholic school are crying.
Dude, I've been getting a lot of your wanted attention thrown my way. I've been getting that, bro, for the last 6 years, 3 to 4 times a year. Mm-hmm. No, but a lot of the priests that you normally would, let's be honest, you flirted with them. Mm-hmm. They know that you're off the market now, and they've been throwing a lot of ass my way.
Oh, yeah, they're really coming out of the woodwork.
Dude, it is nuts how many knocks on the door. I thought Mormons were the only ones that did door-to-door things. The fucking priest is coming to my house, knocking on the door.
You'd think you'd ran an orphanage or something. How many priests are showing up here?
It's pretty nuts, but yeah.
What's it called? So yeah, I got married. I'm a married man now. The wedding was fantastic. It was great, but obviously had to, it conflicted with the scheduling for the podcast. So we've had to take off. It's probably been about 3 or 4 weeks since our last episode.
Probably going on a month,
and previous to that, Julian wound up having a kid, which I think we talked about before. You
briefly,
had your second child, right? So then we had to take a break for that, and then we had other complications with family matters for that were just another reason, right? Mm-hmm. Another complication.
I feel like fucking DJ Khaled over here.
So our last 3 or 4 episodes have not been consistent with our weekly schedule. It's been more like every month or every other month.
Once a month type of thing. It's like a period.
It's been complicated. We've had all these different things that have been happening all at once. We're still in the middle of a pandemic anyways. And we
actually went to the fucking year anniversary of that already. Yeah. We passed that. That's fucking crazy, dude.
We both work. You've got 2 kids. Yeah. I'm married now.
We're fucking. What he's trying to say is we're on our grown up. Yeah, I mean, not secretly anymore, but
everyone knows now.
Thanks, asshole. But yeah, no. So I'm super excited. I think we are going to kind of get back into a normal-ish groove of things. We may do a little bit more experimenting. We kind of talked about it on release days of the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, when you said experimenting, I thought you meant sexually.
Dude, no. I think
way more intense.
Can we get more intense?
Finally do something with those 3 sombreros,
Bro, I've been doing something with those 3 sombreros. You want to see what's behind the 3 sombreros? I cut glory holes.
Skulls.
I cut glory holes, dude.
It's just Holly, Callie, and Emery's heads.
Could you imagine? Dude,
I haven't seen them in a fucking minute, dude.
I told you that we had to get the podcast going. Mm-hmm.
They were getting in the way of it. Yeah,
dude, speaking of the devil, she's calling me now.
Oh, fucking!
I know, dude.
Amazing.
She's trying to ruin everything like usual.
God, she's like, I'm in a car accident.
Dude, what if it is something terrible?
She's drowning or something. I always think about that whenever I miss a call from somebody, and I'm just like, man, what if I was the last call they were going to make before they died or something? It freaks me out. My anxiety flips out on that. And then if I call them back and they don't answer, I'm like, all right.
They're dead.
What am I going to do? I've got to move on now. Took the ring off.
Oh, there you go. That was quick.
You know what's interesting is that I had to get a silicone ring because I have I've got a bad skin condition when it comes to metal. Mm. So yeah, my whole for the wedding ceremony, for the ceremony, I didn't have this.
Right.
So I had to wear like a regular fucking...
Did it like turn your hand green or some shit?
Oh, no, it's worse than that. Like my skin starts to bubble and pus, and then it'll fall. Like the skin falls off, and it like becomes
What if
bloody
Benexi dipped your ring and like...
I think I'm a vampire.
I've
never been in direct sunlight in my entire life.
I don't like garlic.
I flew here.
I literally flew here. That
and
makes
I've
sense.
killed 15 women in the past 12 days.
All right. Well, you heard
I'm
it
Gary
here, guys.
Busey. Yeah.
Dude, he's on Cameo. We need to hit him up.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, his crooked ass fucking face, he scares the bejesus out of me.
Dude, could you imagine getting read bedtime stories by Gary Busey? Or Gary Busey narrating your masturbation habits or your porn? Gary Busey narrates your porn. That's amazing. That's what we need to hire him to do. Snoop Dogg and Gary Busey narrating MMA.
I think that would
Pauly Shore and Gary Busey narrating MMA.
Dude, so I learned something recently about Pauly Shore. You know how I'm sure you've heard the name Mitzi thrown around a lot, and
Mitzi Shore's mom.
I didn't know that was his mom until I was of recently. I was like, that makes total fucking sense.
That's why he grew up so entrenched in comedy.
No, right.
Yeah, his mom owned the store.
And then when everyone would do try to do her voice or whatever, and I was like, that sounds so much like Pauly Shore.
It's hilarious, yeah.
I was like,
so
but now I finally all connected. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of fucking sense. It is Pauly Shore's mom.
Have you ever thought about like which one of your parents you sound like more? Because like I know for a fact that I sound like my dad, like my talking mannerisms and stuff like that. Like the way I formulate sentences and shit, and kind of the way I trail off and lose my train of thought.
That's pot.
Yeah.
And the brain damage from being dropped as a child.
Yeah, well, my mother smoked constantly.
Dude, I mean,
she's trying to build a superhuman. She
she's just like, blowing it, hot boxing with you.
Adversity, we grow
and conquer. And well, I mean, obviously, it was a failure.
I was born at 3 weeks.
Just an ant baby.
I weighed exactly the weight of a paperclip. And that's
the size of a paperclip.
And they used me to hold the papers down too in the hospital, all of my important papers.
For like 6 months until you were strong enough. Biddy, make you stronger.
What's it called? But speaking more about, my whole wedding and stuff like that, it was actually really great. And it sucked that you didn't get to come. Julian wasn't able to make it.
Yeah, that was fucking up. Dude, I've been working so goddamn much, dude. My schedule came out yesterday and I don't have a day off until like my next schedule. And I'm working like doubles and shit. But I mean, I'm getting some good money, which is good. We finally got that fucking stimmy, baby. What up? Ooh. We ballin', bitch.
Yeah, I think, what was it? When did it get confirmed? I think it was like a day or two after my wedding that they confirmed like the stimulus checks.
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. It's been about like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks since my wedding.
Yeah, already. I think, honestly, dude, what we need to say is, we're sorry for getting married. Sorry for having kids.
In general, yeah.
We're sorry. And we hope to all of our 51 fans. We got a couple. During our fucking time off.
During the time where we weren't posting videos.
That's when we started to get fucking fans.
We gained subscribers on YouTube. So this is great.
Maybe we just don't post for like 2 years and we'll have like 1 million subscribers, dude.
I got to tell you, accounts.
All 51. That would be surprised.
Yeah. Every single one of them. I'm actually every one of PewDiePie's subscribers.
Dude, that makes more sense than
like
anything.
600 million or whatever the fuck he's at now. Yeah.
You did every variation of Sean.
I've just been traveling the globe, and I make like 100,000 like accounts every time I make it to a new city. So it just registered somewhere else.
That's a smart game, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing for us right now. It's taking me some time. This pandemic has slowed me down, but it's not keeping me in one place.
I feel like if anything, the pandemic should have sped this whole thing up for you. You would think, right? You would think.
It's kind of like genital herpes. You would think it would get by like more activity. Yeah,
no, never the case.
Didn't work out that way for me. What I will say is that we've spent this time that we haven't been creating content for the podcast itself, working on ideas and concepts.
This is
and
true.
all
so we haven't just been, butt fucking.
We haven't had the time to come in and do the podcast in studio.
Right.
We've toyed around with trying to do it separately.
Yeah.
It's still so complicated, and it never comes out the way we want it to.
No, never. We've done it in the past, and the episodes.
We did it out of necessity.
Yeah, and the episodes just weren't our favorite. I'm sure they weren't your guys' favorite as well.
I remember the last one we did was remember the episode Kanye's Canon?
Yes, that was...
So that was technically a redo of an episode that we had done separately.
Yeah.
We got to do it again in studio, and it was so much better.
Yeah, no. I mean, the original one wasn't bad, though.
It wasn't. We finished it, and we go, oh, that was good. We were fine with it. Mm-hmm. But then by the time we redid it, we go, this is so much better. So we knew instantly, like, even if we could get everything working perfectly and working really well,
right,
when it comes to doing like a comedic podcast, there's something about being in the room.
No, for sure.
And feeding off of each other's energy and being able to communicate.
That's the same way, like, honestly, like the way they're doing a lot of these like Zoom stand-up shows and stuff like that. It's just not the same, you know what I mean, as having a live audience. You know, you get a different feeling when you're physically in front of the person. Yeah. You're seeing their body language. It's just a whole different feeling.
It goes along with the same thing as like have you ever been to a bad stand-up show?
I've actually never really.
Oh, you've never been to stand? Okay, so I'll give you an example of this because I've been to a few stand-up shows, but I've only been at a couple of bad like.
So were these like open micer ones or like
yeah, it was like people who were like, you know, they wanted it to eventually become like their career. You know,
Carrot Top was there.
I saw a lot of people who were there that were like, I'm a teacher, I'm a construction worker, I drive taxis, you know, shit like that. So it was
like the ensemble.
I was visiting
YMCA
my family in New York, and we went to this show, right? And they had a couple of people on for the night. One of them was this chick, and she was by far, bar none, the worst comedian there. Not because she's a woman, but
was just part of it.
Yeah, of course, right. Well, she started with, so the WNBA, and we all went, oh, here we go.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So basically, she bombed her whole set for like 10, 15 minutes.
Damn,
it was really hard to watch. Good thing we were pounding alcohol. Because
help. Was there any hecklers or
no? Everyone was sad. Everyone was really.
That's even worse, dude.
Nobody wanted to, like, you heard nothing, and then I made the unfortunate mistake of giving her a pity laugh.
Oh, dude.
And I felt really bad for it when I think about it at least once a week. It really runs through my mind that much because I'm you
gave her hope, dude.
False hope, yeah. Oh man. Like she knew she was dying of bone cancer, and I gave her the experimental fucking. I gave her the hope of an experimental like Chinese procedure. Hey. They're gonna give her a dinosaur bone or something,
like boner?
Like Shaq's cock. So she made a joke. It was like one of her last ones. She was finishing out.
No, so it's her closer.
She knew she was dying up there.
Yeah.
It was bad, but she kept the same energy. I will give her that. She never quit. She never got deterred. She was persistent the whole way through. She smiled her whole way through it. She ate shit the entire time.
I mean, what can you do though? I mean, it's either that or
I'd have a panic attack.
I would walk off stage.
I would literally leave, and
I'd probably throw up.
Let me tell you, it's a small room. This is pre-COVID, a couple years ago. A small room where it was like less than 100 people. It had to have been like
so it was very like intimate,
50 to 30 people,
right?
And I don't mean like it's like a tiny closet. Like it was maybe 3 times the size of this room.
Oh, damn.
And the tables were right up against each other. So each one sat like 4 or 5 people.
Oh, so all the assholes there knew you gave that sympathy laugh.
Really close by. Everyone. Like there's only lights on the stage, but because everything's so close, the whole room is lit from the lights on the stage. That's how small this shit is.
Damn, son.
It was like the club is like owned by Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh.
But it's like multiple rooms. So like that was like the really small fucking intimate room.
That's where they put all the fucking the joke. the jokes.
So basically she ends with she's just like
God bless America.
She's like, Halloween's coming up, and everyone's like, okay.
Yeah.
And she goes, what's funny is you never see anybody going around in Cosby sweaters anymore, and it was right at the heat of like the Cosby. So everyone's silent. And I kind of look at my sister because I went with my sister,
right?
One of them, and I just go, ha! And then she looks at me and she goes, "This guy gets it," and I was like, "Oh no!"
Like, no, I don't. No,
I was like, I fucking wish I didn't, dude. I wish I fucking didn't.
God bless.
I don't even know how I got on this conversation of talking about this, but it was the worst thing for me. It was so awkward.
I don't know either, but fuck it. This is it. We're going in. We're just fucking raw dogging.
Well, this is
bitch.
us coming back to doing the podcast. So
and basically, it's going to be kind of rough at first, baby. But we're going to go in. We're going to go in strong.
Wasn't our last episode that one where you got like super fucking faded? You were like really lit by the time I got here.
Pretty fucked up. Yeah, because what happened last time is I didn't realize you were actually coming. Like we talked about it, but then I didn't hear from you for like a few hours.
Yeah, I got caught up and like.
And then like 20 minutes before you got here, like I'm like 20 minutes away. I'm like, oh, I'm like a few shots in.
Yeah.
I took quite a few hits out of the pipe. Okay, but it ended up pretty good, I thought.
We should just do one where we're on mescaline. Like,
dude, fuck it. Actually, wasn't that our most viewed episode?
Oh yeah.
That ended up being like almost. I think it was at 200. Fucking YouTube fucked us again.
We should do those mushrooms that the Vikings did to like take away their pain and turn them fucking crazy.
Just straight up fucking savages,
we just beat the shit out of each other.
It's like a fucking 48-hour podcast where we're just beating the fuck out of each other.
Just don't feel it. All our fingers are broken and bent to the other side. Yeah,
like the pieces of our fucking skull are showing. You know, the good shit.
That's
it's like that scene
that's our
from
dream
Terminator.
for the podcast. That's where we're
ultimately want to take it to that.
Yeah, Dana White, sponsor us.
And we will fight that Paul kid.
Jake Paul. I was like, or Logan Paul. Yeah.
Whichever one.
Yeah.
We'll fight him. Whichever one we don't fight first, we'll fight the next one after that.
We'll fight whoever we beat, we fuck him.
And we make his girlfriend watch.
Yeah.
This is for you. Eye contact the whole time, babe.
Oh, actually, maybe we shouldn't talk about like S.A. with all the stuff going on right now.
Well, speaking of fucked up things that shouldn't be going on, but they are, people in Florida, I saw a story earlier today that was fucking hilarious. So this woman got arrested.
Oh, boy.
She apparently had to go to the school that her eighth grader attends. Because the 8th grader gotten into some kind of like altercation with another student.
I see. I thought it was something else.
Okay, yeah, and then so they had the sit down with the principal, that whole fucking fun thing. After the meeting, the fucking mom walks into the lunchroom, starts yelling at the girl that her daughter had an altercation with. This bitch puts a boxing glove on. Dude, she has a boxing glove.
She walked into school with this?
Yes, she walked in. Then she said that she couldn't take it off because it was super glued to her wrist. Proceeded to beat the fuck out of this kid.
It's the hair chick from TikTok. It's similar. Basically. It's the same story.
Basically.
She's like, I couldn't find the laces to my shoes, so I just gorilla glued them on.
Put my shoes like, no socks.
Okay, Usain Bolt, like the fuck.
Be fast.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, she beat the fucking kid up, and then the daughter hopped in and beat the kid up.
And the daughter had the other boxing glove glued on the other hand.
It was a family ordeal. It was cute. I really thought it.
It'd be funny if they kind of formed one super person. Like they put their arms around each other's shoulders, and one had.
I was thinking they do the fusion dance. They touch gloves and they fucking form one big person.
Someone's like, aim for the center. It's where they're grabbing each other. It's their weakest point. It's like fighting a kaiju.
Oh, dude, would it make that like that chick from Total Recall, the 3-titted girl?
So I was fighting this 4-titted monster at my fucking middle school. Yeah, that's an incredible story to tell people.
Yeah.
Imagine.
But seriously,
wait a minute. Of all the times that we've seen these past couple of months of security guards at schools shooting fucking kids, not once did one of them show up and fucking at least tase this mom with her boxing glove.
Okay, but hear me out on this though. I think she did the responsible thing.
We should have shot that girl.
No. I mean, okay. She put boxing gloves on, so that's gonna dampen the blows a little bit, right? She was thinking of the safety of the kid.
Aren't the boxing gloves more dangerous, though?
I mean,
they like the boxing gloves protect your hand.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
But they don't protect the surface area is more dangerous.
Well, yeah, it's got some weight to it.
Yeah, the boxing glove is more dangerous.
No, I'm talking about the mom. She's smart.
Oh yeah,
safety for her hand.
Right.
I just want to figure out why. The whole time I'm reading the story, I'm like, why just one glove though? Did she like lose the other one?
She pawned it.
She pawned it
for the glue. Where else was she gonna get the glue?
That makes sense. She's like,
she snorted the rest of it and used the other leftover stuff to fucking keep it on her hand. It'd be great if she used some like really crazy experimental glue shit that like she has to have that boxing glove permanently fused to her hand for the rest of her life. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And then what if she takes it off finally right before she dies and
like
her hand
skeleton
still...
structures, it changes to it, so it's just one big like
it's just a club. It looks like Mr. Krabs when he molted. But it's still young looking and the rest of her body's all wrinkly, so it looks even more disturbing.
They're like, oh, they like do an autopsy on. They're like, look, it still says Everlast on it.
And then they cut it off, and then Everlast song plays that one. You don't know what it's like.
Oh my god!
It's just whatever the fuck it was.
See what I
Whitey
thought.
Ford. No, that wasn't Everlast. That was Whitey Ford.
What I thought you were talking about was another story I had saw. I think it was today on TikTok, which was like a Florida man, like a father who had complained to his school because his daughters, apparently they're teaching about like the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that in school now.
Right.
And he was like, hey, I don't think it's appropriate, you know, blah, 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 and this and that. And it's like, regardless of whatever you think about it, right?
Right.
It's history.
No, it's happening. It's happening.
It's what's going on right now. So if we pretended like it wasn't happening, then that'd be kind of weird. Like you can have your opinions about it, and if you disagree with what's being taught to your children, you feel free to like set the record straight if you think you're correct and that the school system is wrong about it. I don't know what the fuck they're teaching them.
Right.
Like I have no fucking clue. Could be lies, could be the truth, could be whatever. But that's not the point. The point is like, it's what's going on.
I mean, it is so relevant to learn.
It's
you know
pretty
what I mean?
Fucking relevant, right? So
and, I
thought you were talking about that.
No,
shit.
that was not.
Then
not
you brought up the whole boxing glove. I'm like, oh shit, it's Punch Out,
dude. It is fucking Punch Out. Did you see the rebooting Ed, Ed and Eddie?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of things like that actually.
It looks terrible, dude.
I saved something to tell you for like the past like 2 months.
Oh god. You already know, dude.
They're doing a continuation series for Batman the animated series.
Really?
The one from the 90s and early 2000s.
Okay.
I figured you'd be fucking hyped about that.
How the fuck did I not hear about that?
Dude, HBO Max is bringing it back.
What the fuck? How did I not hear about that?
They've got like all the original team and everything going on.
Dude, that's going to be dope as fuck.
Right?
Dude, I'm hyped as fuck. Right? Dude, I got to get on HBO Max now.
It's so awesome, dude.
Well, shit, I mean, since we're talking about HBO Max, do you want to just fucking bring it up now?
The Snyder Cut?
Yeah, do you want to just do it? Let's fucking do it. So, just a disclaimer, I have not yet seen this 4-hour and 2-minute
I honestly,
movie.
I think I'm going to do something for the YouTube channel, just specifically for the Snyder
Cut.
Yeah. I think I have too much to talk about.
No, for sure. We'll kind of just briefly touch about it.
4-hour fucking movie.
We'll keep it short, yeah.
Yeah. I sat through this shit, man. I sat through it. And
you said you pretty much did like a whole sit through. You didn't like, you took like little intermittent breaks and shit.
I never left the room. I never like left the TV or anything like that.
You just started writing your hate mail and critiques.
Yeah. Everything got weirdly anti-Semitic. I don't even think Zack Snyder's Jewish, man.
I mean, call it out now, dude.
What's it called? I did by the end of the movie, I felt like a dick though. Ass. I felt like an asshole. Okay, let me preface this. Let me preface the whole thing by saying, is it better than the theatrical release? Yes.
Okay.
Is it a good movie? No. It's not a good movie. It's better, but it's not a good movie. Okay, you did say
though that it wasn't a good movie, but it was still entertaining enough to.
It's entertaining enough,
but it could have been cut down, correct?
Oh fuck! Like if I'm being nice,
yeah,
you could get rid of a full hour. But being realistic, you could cut it down to 2.5 hours. I told you, there's a scene in there with a fucking arrow that takes so goddamn. It's like fucking 20 minutes or something. I could be exaggerating here, but it feels like forever. Anyone who's seen the Snyder Cut knows what I'm talking about. The arrow,
that's my favorite fucking scene.
The signal from Themyscira to let Wonder Woman know that the invasion is happening. They do this whole fucking ritual. There's multiple fight scenes that have none of the main characters in them that last upwards of 15 fucking minutes.
God bless
There's
America.
a fight on Themyscira that has not Wonder Woman, not Aquaman, nobody. And it's like 15 minutes long. There's a fight that takes place in the past with characters that have nothing to do with anything. And it's setting up like the whole dark side, the whole thing, but it's so unnecessary to be that long and it doesn't look good.
And I think I've told you like my opinion on it. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but just based off of every work that DC has put out so far in the DC universe, they're ultimately trying to play catch up with Marvel.
Yes,
And this movie seems like, from what you're telling me and from what I've heard from other people that have seen it, it is just a lot of cram shit in there that tries to make sense of the whole thing to further go with what's going to happen next. But because they didn't have 10 plus years like Marvel did to kind of set up this whole fucking universe, it just everything feels rushed.
But that's why I'm not excited about the idea of people being so happy that it got released, because I think it sets a bad precedent for one thing, these companies that like sort of are they now like fan bases, the toxic ends of fan bases sort of feel like they have this power over these companies now. Or if they complain enough, they'll get what they want. And
they'll just fucking cancel it.
As much as I want to side with the artistic endeavors of like a filmmaker, I wholeheartedly side with that. And this is a better movie than the first one. So I have to be happy that like the filmmaker's vision got to come true. It's still a bad movie. And ultimately the thing I'm on the team of the most is good movies.
Yeah.
As much as I care about like an artist's vision for something, I could give two shits if it's still bad. And it is still bad. It's just better than this worst thing.
Well, that's like basically, stepping in shit or diarrhea.
It's the same plot. The CGI is just as fucking terrible.
I heard it was
They just don't have the mustache scene. That's it.
Oh,
it's not there.
That's the only reason why I watched it.
Yeah.
I waited 4.5 fucking hours and I didn't even get to see the mustache.
Stuff like that, though. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when the Sonic movie first did you see the trailer when it first came out? Yeah. So basically, the only reason I wanted to see the movie was because of the fucking character design, the original one, because it was so ridiculous. I wanted to see them make the movie. And then the fucking fans got so butthurt and they bullied them. And I'm not going to say that it wasn't bad design.
No, it was
terrible. Horrible.
Terrible.
And it looks so much better now. But I don't want to see that fucking movie now. I don't care. I haven't seen it, and I don't think I'll like it. I'm sure it's fine. I didn't like fucking Detective Pikachu. I don't think I'm going to like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it wasn't I finally did watch that one.
I'm sure it's fine, but not enjoyable to me.
Right. You prefer cuties, we know.
Yeah, that's my shit.
That is your shit, we know.
I find it really hard to jerk off to Sonic the Hedgehog and Detective Pikachu.
He's just too fast. You can't catch him.
I just have to dub Ryan Reynolds into all the porn that I watch.
That's not a bad idea, dude.
That's how I'm getting by.
Let's do it.
In this pandemic.
Dude, you have like a whole collection. And I just go to your house one day. It's just a big box of porn, but it's all dubbed over with Ryan Reynolds clips. That's beautiful, dude. Fucking beautiful.
So, man, the Snyder cut, dude. Like, CGI, bad. Fight scenes are basically all CGI. So they all look bad. The color palette is like so muddy and
I heard
dark,
it's like really dark and grays and blue.
It's his style. I get it. But it doesn't translate
What was the thing? I've been hearing like
the aspect
ratio of it. It feels like very claustrophobic and tunnely, I guess.
Because I enjoy aspect ratio just like anything when it comes to like filmmaking, right? If you do things with a purpose. But your editing, your sound design, your music, the lighting, all of these things need to be done with a purpose, right? To convey certain things. It's so pointless. I've heard that it's because it was shot originally for IMAX and that's why they wanted to keep it in that aspect. I don't care though, because it feels so close up. Everything feels so close. Yeah. And the world feels so cut off. And the world doesn't look good in the first place anyway, because all of the sets are CGI too. All the background is fucking CGI on everything.
Snyder, you have one fucking job.
It doesn't look good, but still, I want to at least be able to see how shitty it looks in full frame. It's annoying that I'm having to look at it like this.
What can we do?
It feels like somebody just putting their hands up to your face and they're like, watch this.
I got an idea, dude. Fuck it. We're going to make our cut of Snyder cut. And we're going to cut that bitch down. It's going to be like a 2-minute movie.
I felt like a dick at the end of the movie, though. Why? I will say that because at the end, they put like a thing for his daughter. Because like I don't know if you know, but like he had to leave. The reason why he left was because of like I think his daughter died or something.
I didn't know that.
Some type of family tragedy or something like that, right? So that's why he basically finished the movie. They had no faith in it though, because
so it's 4 hours.
His previous work had not yielded any type of results. Batman v Superman was critically like fucking destroyed, and that is by far like one of the worst fucking travesties to ever exist.
Bro,
I could spend.
who you fucking selling?
I could make a 4-hour movie about that fucking movie, and that would be justified. The time on the Snyder Cut is not justified. No. That would be justified.
Let's do it, dude. We're gonna make a whole new fucking podcast channel just based off of us hating the decisions made by Zack Snyder.
I swear.
Fuck him. Let's get off this goddamn subject because I'm already getting pissed off, dude. Every time someone brings up Superman Batman,
I'll say this though.
Fuck him.
They got rid of like all of the bad jokes.
That's what you were saying.
Not all of them. There's still some bad jokes in the Snyder Cut, mostly done by the Flash and shit. He's like the comic relief, and he's.
But I mean,
it's whatever, right? It's like it's fine, but what they replaced it with was all of this super corny, fucking terrible dialogue. Like it's so corny and fucking like,
I heard
it's like GI Joe cartoon level of like,
fuck yeah,
just so generic from the 80s, like where it's so fucking lame. Like there's like a scene where at the beginning where Wonder Woman stops a bank robbery and they have this little interaction between her and a little girl where it's just like, you can grow up to be wonderful. Like I don't know, everything is super corny with it. It's so campy and ridiculous.
Right.
The tone just isn't there for this dialogue. It's so conflicting. Like I get it that the jokes didn't work in the first movie,
so let's recycle them.
But instead, like they got rid of bad jokes, right? But they still kept bad dialogue. So
well, I mean, what can you do?
I don't know. Well, okay,
just
fine.
not do it again.
I'll do like a fucking like 6-hour long thing about this eventually.
Dissect the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'll just go scene by scene.
Dude, you'd be there for a week.
Yeah.
At least.
I did not rewatch the theatrical version before watching it.
You're not missing anything.
I just didn't think I could.
I told you you'd commit suicide if you did.
Yeah, I didn't think I could get through both of them, to be honest with you.
You can't. Physically impossible. It's science.
I will say this, I'll never watch that movie again. It's not worth it at all. Yeah. Not in the slightest.
I'll probably watch it like on 2 times speed, so it's like quicker.
Yeah. Well, I told you they separated into chapters. Like every hour or so, there's like a different chapter. It's kind of like the Hateful Eight.
Okay.
Like when you watch that, a title card.
Right.
And they titled them too, which I just felt like it was so it's not like a book or anything. Right. Like can we stop pretending like this thing was some like,
magical,
masterful fucking art piece or something like that? Relax.
It was just thrown together.
This isn't Trapped in the Closet Part 27.
Dude, those things are fucking magical.
What has more runtime, the Snyder Cut or Trapped in the Closet?
It's got to be Trapped in the Closet, dude.
It's the longest fucking thing that's ever existed.
Dude, that guy puts out
like the Great Wall of China of music videos.
Fucking songs in the world. Dude.
Yeah,
like legit. Like I think his average.
You're gonna say sex tapes.
They're not surprisingly not that long.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one of his?
Sex tapes?
Yeah.
I have not.
It would be great if you were like, oh yeah.
Let me show you.
Like,
actually, we'll just
cut everything.
Just go.
What do you think is behind these sombreros?
I actually got his cock plastied into a mold, and it got hard, chub, and then full on, just talking crazy.
It's just a stack of the fake IDs those girls handed
Dude,
them.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, I'm glad.
Kidding.
Allegedly.
They never pretended they were older.
Yeah, come on. Dude, I'm so glad we are not like actually famous right now, because we would get canceled so
thing. They're
fucking
canceling Bob Saget now. I told you about that.
Fucking yeah, dude. I can't even fucking believe
Bob
that.
Saget.
It's so irritating me with this whole cancel shit. It's like they find these things that have been around for the longest time. Everyone knows about them, right? And then they suddenly,
dinosaurs.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna cancel dinosaurs. Yeah, that's actually the reason why dinosaurs are extinct, because some little fucking noob got upset about it and they got canceled. No, it just fucking infuriates me, like the fact that these people are getting upset about shit that's like, that's who he is, you know what I mean? It's not like a new thing.
Yes.
But they see him, I guess, apparently, like you were saying, only as Full House, as Danny Tanner, or your fucking Home Funniest videos and shit like that.
Which, when I was a kid, I had no idea Bob Saget was like this raunchy comedian. Or
not until, I was like probably like middle school, high school.
Yeah. I wasn't until like YouTube was a thing or anything like that. No, right. I'm wrong about that. I remember my dad would tell me. My dad would be like, that guy's fucking...
He does have some pretty wrong. I mean, I'm not gonna say
and Entourage, because I don't know if you remember, but he shows up in Entourage.
I never really got into that show.
He plays like a more exaggerated version of himself,
right?
So he's always like coked up and fucking hookers and like doing all kinds of crazy
Dude,
shit.
That's the best.
Yeah,
I still love him in fucking Half Baked.
Yes.
You ever sucked a dick?
He's just one of those guys where it's it's so weird, like that people are taking all these jokes so personally and stuff like that. I guess it's because there are so many things coming forward, like so many stories of like assault and stuff like that of the sexual nature.
Sexual nature.
So
I don't want to derail us too much, but
people are, obviously it's a sensitive topic, right? It's sensitive.
For sure,
Everybody wants to walk around it very carefully, and they don't want to upset anybody that's had to survive with it or deal with it or anything like that. And I totally understand.
But I think it goes back to like what I was saying. I don't think they realize like this is not Danny Tanner. This is Bob Saget. He is a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian. You know what I mean?
In regards to that, though, the whole point of comedy is to kind of like
push the limits.
Well, I would say like comedy is the place you go to gather perspective on the things that you have to take in from the world,
right?
But you don't have to do it in like a serious setting.
No, for sure.
You get to decompress. You get to take in like everything, but you get to do it in a way that like takes the power away from it. You get to make fun of that thing.
Well, I mean, that's supposed to be the point of it, yeah.
Right? Exactly.
But people don't realize that. That's the fucking issue.
And it kind of takes it. It's not belittling that thing, right? It doesn't. It's not. Making it out to be this trivial nonsense that like we're all just going to start making fun of people who get R-worded or anything like that. Sorry, we're trying not to get YouTube suppressing us.
And it's not
we don't get rap-aid,
as the French would say.
Yeah. So it's it just sucks that a lot of this younger generation can't see it that way, and it really illustrates the fact that I always think about like what is comedy going to look like 50 years from now. It's always going to be like the way it is, right? But with the rise of social media and all of and cancel culture is a real thing, right? I've seen some comedians claim that it's fake, it's made up and stuff, not. And I get so annoyed with that because
I think there is definitely
we have a term for it.
Yeah, no.
Why would we have a term for it if it wasn't a real fucking thing? Like it's such a stupid thing to say.
I think just about everyone falls in that category of they can be a target or a victim of cancel culture. There's a few people that like I feel like pretty much are untouchable unless like, but even then those certain people like if something like certain allegations came out, they would probably be fucked. Like like they recently tried to cancel Eminem. You can't fucking cancel Eminem, hilarious. Dude. But like if it came out like he has like 89 dead bodies in his fucking bedroom and like this crazy sex dungeon where he tortures squirrels and. Not girls, squirrels.
Yeah, like it's part of the process.
Yeah.
He's an artist.
I get into my shady mode this way. But no, I mean, it is fucking dumb, dude.
Just a bunch of clones of Kim and Ja Rule, just dead.
It's dead.
Single-handedly, just like he's developed human cloning just for this purpose.
He's rich enough, dude. So I want to bring up something real quick. Mm-hmm. And I'm surprised you haven't said anything yet, but why can't we normalize bathrobes in a public setting? Dude, they're so fucking comfortable.
It's funny because I remember I asked once for a bathrobe for like Christmas or something like that. Because I don't know, there's just something about it. It has like an elegance to it.
Dude, it's simple, so fucking dope.
It's simple, but it feels like it adds so much. You know what I mean?
Well, look at fucking Hugh Hefner. That motherfucker, yes, I think
that's true.
That's all he owned was a bathrobe.
Not even the house. Not even the grotto.
Nothing.
He was squatting.
Yep. He just happened to have a really nice robe and everything just
Everyone
fell in
just
line.
assumed he lived there. Yeah. He killed the original owner and took his face.
He just wore it.
Yeah, it was like Face Off.
Another great movie.
So, no.
Can we see the Snyder cut on that?
Oh my God. No, but
I know.
You know what the problem with that really is though? Because people are asking for stuff like that now.
I know.
Like there's like the Luke, like people want the Lucas cut of the new Star Wars. I don't know if you guys realize this, but George Lucas didn't fucking make those movies. There's no Lucas cut.
That's the ignorance of this culture of people.
We've got all of these things now though. Like all of these movies, whenever these directors take to Twitter and they go, and again, I'm going to be on the side of the artist, right? But like when these directors take to Twitter and they go like, Oh my God, the studio interfered. You guys would have loved the movie if the studio hadn't had so much involvement in it, and they ruined my vision for it, right? All you're doing is fucking rallying a mob to get ready, to get their pitchforks and their torches.
My thing with that is, like you said, I as well side with the artists and stuff like that when it comes to things like on the creative part of things. Mm-hmm. What they need to do is don't fucking hype it up to be this huge fucking media release and stuff. Just put it out. Be like, okay, I feel like I got fucked over when I made this movie.
They need the permission of like, you know, like if you're an artist and you're signed to like a label, they own that. They own your fucking music. That's really. True, so you can't just. Well, I mean, you just put it out. Like,
so make better fucking deals. That's all I gotta say.
Well, these studios, you know, these.
Oh no, I'm sure when they're making
movies, they, you know, they're the ones dropping the money for it.
I mean, they're basically no.
They hire the director to do it, you know.
I would not. So basically, then fucking put it in your goddamn contract. Be like, I am. Yeah, you're hiring me, but I have full control of this shit. It's mine.
In terms of directors who do have like control over things like that. I mean, sure, Tarantino. But when I really like the first thing that comes to mind, I would probably say Tarantino second. Yeah. Nolan, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Like when Tenet, when they put out Tenet,
right?
He refused to have them release it like streaming, even though it was months ago and the pandemic was still going on. He was like,
"You watched that in theaters, didn't you?"
Yes, I did. Yeah. And it was me, my dad, and 2 people.
Jesus, and you all got the Rona.
Full like big ass fucking theater and everything. Yeah,
it's fucking dope.
Nobody was in there.
I still gotta watch that one.
It's cool, but like there's not like a lot of substance to it, like story wise.
Right.
It's pretty like bland, but like it's
visually I heard is really dope.
In terms of like you're not gonna be bored the whole movie. It's just
you never are with
any
of his movies, honestly.
It's pretty dope, yeah. But like you don't get much from it. Like you're not gonna walk away from it and be like, whoa, I'm fucking way more educated now. Did you fucking see Microsoft is I don't know if they are buying it or to put in a bid to buy Discord. Oh, really?
$10 billion fucking dollars.
Jesus.
$10 fucking billion. Who
owns TikTok? Walmart, I think, owns TikTok.
I wouldn't be surprised. At this point, it's going to be like
Microsoft owning Discord. I wonder if that's going to have any type of effect on anything.
I'm hoping it would make it better.
Who owns Twitch? I think it's Amazon.
I have
Twitch.
Honestly no idea.
It's hard to keep track of all these things, and then like YouTube is owned by Google, and
that makes sense though.
It's complicated to try and keep track of all this stupid shit. Like who owns what in all of these companies.
You know what? You can own this dick.
Yeah.
For 6 payments of $9.99. No, so yeah,
I got to dust off my fucking Xbox to get onto Discord. I'm like, great.
Fuck me.
This fucking brick. Like my 360, I refuse to get the new Xboxes.
What I hope it will end up happening is it'll kind of transition or start the transition of like more different console plays, like where you could actually play the PS5s and the Xbox Ones or whatever the fucking new version is.
Like play them
like
together.
The cross.
Yeah, I do some cross play stuff. Like
I know there's some, but there's
Call
not like
of Duty
a lot.
Is pretty.
That's a poppin' one for sure.
Pretty good with that. I think Rocket League, but I'm not entirely sure. That one's kind of. I don't know. It might be like an unfair advantage.
Speaking of Rocket League, dude, you have recently woken
I got you back into it.
Dude, I fucking love and hate that.
You know what we got to talk
so
about?
Much.
Rocket League and Remnant.
That's what I was going to bring up. I was like, you have awoken a beast. We haven't played in a while, but
yeah.
I mean, needless, like before you and I had even started playing Rocket League or Remnant, or what is that what it's called?
Remnant.
Yeah. I don't play video games too often. Every once in a while, I'll pop in fucking Madden or whatever. Mm-hmm. But dude, we were fucking going hard in the taint with this game, and I was like so fucking into it. Like that's all I could think about.
That's got to be our first EP, Hard in the Taint.
Hard in the Taint. But yeah, dude, I fucking am a huge fan of that game.
It's crazy. I fucking will flip out too and rage and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, like, what Rocket League or
both? What the fuck are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So there's this new game. Well, I shouldn't say new game. There's this game that came out like a year ago.
It's free, right?
Yeah, it came out as free for PlayStation. For like PlayStation Plus members. Yeah. So I saw it and I was just like, I wonder what this is about. I looked it up. It looked awesome. I told you and Chris about it, and then I was just like, guys, get this
shout out to Chris.
It's 3-player. Chris. Always reviving us,
Ooh,
baby.
yeah, because we're
staying alive to bring us back.
just to get murdered.
Dude, I forgot. Oh, you didn't get to play with us the other day, dude. Because remember when I asked you to get on, you were yeah, we wound up running into a new boss.
Oh,
and it was
dude, that's what
crazy.
I love about this fucking game. The fact that it's so, like, it's never the same.
Okay, it's basically, let me lay it out for you guys.
Break it down, motherfucker.
It's an FPS, so a first-person shooter.
Break it down.
But sort of in the style of like a Souls-like. So, I mean, it's pretty copy and paste. Like, I don't want to say like demean like the creative abilities of the developers because they did a great job.
No, yeah.
But like they basically took the formula of like playing like Dark Souls or Bloodborne or Sekiro or something like that, but just not the gameplay of Sekiro. And they kind of just gave you guns instead of like swords and fucking hatchets and stuff like that. And it's great. It's so like, it's really like, it's one of those games where the more you play, the better it gets because it's really like it's layered, but the layers don't reveal themselves to you like at the beginning of the game. You know what I mean? Because like the whole trait system, the way that works,
right?
Depending on the way that you play the game,
everything is depending on that. Yeah,
it changes for you. So like the way that you upgrade is based off of these things called traits, right? Obviously, you can upgrade armor and weapons and gaining new loot and stuff like that, right? Because it's a looter shooter, first-person shooter that's also a Souls-like, and it's procedurally generated.
It's a little bit of everything.
It's so many things, but it comes together so perfectly.
Works so well.
It's not like this like
hosh-posh mess of
it
works.
It does not feel like this mess of anything. It feels like this really cohesive thing that just works.
I do.
Right?
It's super challenging too. You know what I mean? Yes. Like a lot of those type of games, it gets to a point where like you just get bored of it because like you're just doing the same thing. But this one, it's challenging for one, and it's also like it changes. Like the gameplay that I was doing just by myself solo was completely different than when I joined all three of us.
Yeah,
and I was doing like the same areas that you guys are doing. It's like completely different. The main bosses that came out.
Right. Well, it's procedurally generated basically.
It's so like, fucking dope.
If you go back and replay an area or something like that, you could run into a completely different boss. Like by the time you get to the end of a specific area that you've already done. If you're joining a friend, you might have already finished the place that they're at, but by the end point of that area, you run into something completely different, getting different loot, different, the area might be changed a little bit. You might find like a different gear. But I think the thing that really changes it up is the traits, right?
No, for sure.
So like if you're a player that, you sneak or something like that, or you try and avoid enemies and you do a lot of crouching to silence your footsteps, if you do that, you'll eventually unlock like a trait, right? And that'll pop up for you. Even if you're playing with all of us, you'll get that. And then it'll go like increase, maybe movement speed or silence when you're crouching or something like that. And then as you level up by gaining experience of killing bosses and enemies and gathering loot and stuff like that, you gain trait points, basically upgrade points, right? That you can dole out into individual traits, upgrading them more so that it helps your specific play style, right? So like there are times where we're playing and we're just like, what traits do you have? Yeah. And we're just like, oh, fuck, how did you get that? And then we're just, like, you were just like, I guess I just kept dying so much. So you got like a trait that like helps you with like reviving and shit.
No. So what it was, I kept getting down, but I would be revived. So I had the unkillable thing. So it just increased my defense or whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, like no one else had that trait. And then Chris had the revive one, I think.
Yeah, at this point, like once you get so far into the game, you start to get all of the traits, right? But starting out, it's very different because you're going to play differently than the other guy plays. If you reload your gun more often than somebody, if you're using a type of gun that takes like a longer, like it has a lower rate of fire, or if you do a lot of rolling to dodge, it's going to give you traits.
That was one thing I think that kind of fucked, because the very first time we all three played together, we had some difficulties.
Yes.
I think a lot of it was, I just wasn't used to the game yet, and then also at the beginning it gives you the option to pick 3 different characters, I guess, and they each have like their
classes.
Own, classes. And was it Chris and I had the same one, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I feel like with that game specifically, especially the way the traits work, if you have all different 3 classes starting out, you're at least going to kind of cover all the bases you need.
Sure.
But I mean, eventually it doesn't really matter because you're going to get all the traits.
All get the same thing.
So I mean, at the beginning though, it kind of will help out. dude, do you remember how long it took us to beat that one fucking boss? And then finally you're just like, hey, there's this huge open area.
We had been dying for like 2 hours.
We've been running around in circles in that whole area too.
Fucked. And basically, I said, I had said to you guys, I was like, listen, guys, I gotta go. Like, I can't stay up all night and keep doing this.
Yeah.
And you were like, come on, let's just do it one more time. So I had said to you guys, okay. But if we're going to do this, can we at least go over there? And then we realized that there was this huge open area. We were getting our asses handed to us because we kept staying in these little corridors where all these ads would just come out and
didn't
blow
help
up on
that there's
us.
pillars everywhere, just nowhere to maneuver.
Horrible.
And of course, we're like, yeah, let's go to the smallest area where we got fucking no cover.
As soon as we go over there, I was like, what were we doing?
Right there, we beat the fucking thing.
We're absolute idiots.
We could have been doing this from the get. I will say, though, the more we played, we've gotten a lot better. We kind of figured out like who does what and all that shit. And it's a real fucking fun game, dude. I definitely recommend it if you haven't played it or never even heard of it.
If you've got PlayStation Plus, check out. I mean, you only got a couple of days left for this month.
Yeah, I think it's
but I think they keep them on sale for at least like a week or two. I'm not entirely sure about that, but into the next month, it'll still lay over for like a couple of days, right? So. If you want the chance to check out a game, if you're itching for like a first person shooter,
definitely
that's also a Souls-like. I will say this though, the game is not really that fun playing by yourself.
Not at all.
It's like you're not gonna really stay interested. Once I die the first time doing a run by myself, I stop playing.
Yeah,
I'm just like, eh.
The only thing that I would say about that, like doing it solo is a good way real quick to like just fucking bulk up on a bunch of just like metal and random shit. And then when you go fucking join up with your squad, fucking go see homie, get your upgrades. But yeah, it's something you could play by yourself maybe 20, 30 minutes before you're just like, fuck this. Like maybe if that.
The novelty of it really is to like play in a party with friends. Like I think it's up to 3 players. And that's where you're going to get the most out of it. That's where the experience really comes into play. Like the gameplay really shines when you're playing in a group. And I think you can do randoms or you can do like friends and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
And I will say that, depending on whose world you're playing in, if me and Chris go to Julian's world or Chris goes to mine and Julian comes to mine, like it's going to work out differently. You'll run into different bosses. Different encounters, all of these things will happen.
It's a fucking great gaming experience. That's all I could say.
We got onto this topic and we just felt like talking about it.
Yep. Listen, before we we'll kind of wrap it up with the whole gaming thing. But no, I mean that's something else we kind of mentioned at the beginning of the episode. We haven't been putting out podcasts, the last month or so, but we have been working on a lot of other shit on, behind the scenes that are not podcast related, but one of it being,
content related.
Yeah, content. Yeah, content related. Us maybe getting into some Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
We talked about doing some of like the old school games like on the Switch.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out.
We got to figure that out because I would be game for that.
I was telling Julian, I was like, I've got the online membership for like Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
So you get like all of the old games and stuff, and every couple of months they'll like add some new games and stuff like that. So it's got like all the old Zeldas, the Super Metroid, fucking. Double Dragon, like Contra, shit like that. Like, and plus like all of the fucking Kirby's, Marios, and
fuck it. Dude, I can also go some of the ham on some Mario.
Like the weird obscure games too that like your aunt got you for Christmas that you're like, what the fuck is this? She got it in like some Korean market.
Bill Cosby's boxing?
Yeah.
Knockout? That makes a lot more sense
Dr.
now.
Cosby.
Teams up with Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Dr. Mario was prescribing Dr.
That's who gave MJ his,
It's full circle.
It's full circle, bro.
Full circle. No, man, but I feel like it's been a pretty good episode. We kind of, we're getting back into things, you know what I mean? So just bear with us. We are kind of getting back onto a semi-normal schedule here, hopefully soon. As I mentioned, we're going to kind of experiment a little bit with the release dates, kind of see if there's just a better day for us to start releasing things. And just kind of go from there, man. I'm fucking super hyped about just getting back into the studio and just getting back into...
How are we on time? Are we basically at the end?
Oh, yeah, getting pretty close. Yeah, we're about an hour now.
Oh, okay, cool. So you want to wrap this episode up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Yeah, fucking wrap it up.
You're already going through it.
So. I mean, normally, I don't know, you got put me on the spot, man. Like the beginning of the episode, I mean, if you want to go like this,
I think you're doing a good job already. Continue.
Alrighty, yeah. So just stay tuned for some new content. You could always find us at Real Clean Closet. We forgot to do that at the beginning, but that's all right. Like I said, we're a little rough. I'm gonna let you do that spiel because I know you know that a lot better than I do.
Yeah, right. So you can find us on our Facebook, Instagram. Are we on? We're on TikTok, right?
Yeah, we actually have been putting out some shit.
We started putting more stuff on TikTok.
So normally we say we don't fuck with TikTok. We don't. We are fucking with TikTok now. We got a couple. It's not like actual fucking retarded TikToks. Like, it's just like little clips from the podcast.
Yeah, it's autism awareness
month, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
women awareness, same thing.
Yeah,
same thing. But
WNBA.
Yeah. Could you imagine the autistic team versus the WNBA?
Come on, dude. Come on. Let's not.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, okay, allegedly.
I did tell Benexi that about that that story about the women's national team, like the world champion women's national team.
Oh yeah, they're super good.
How they went against a bunch of 15-year-old soccer players and they got fucking whooped.
Yeah.
Come on.
So with that though, to be fair, the fucking professional soccer players, they're like when they're rookie year, they're like 12.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like they've been professionals for like 4 years at that point. So
it's probably more like baseball.
They groom
it's like some
him.
Dominican kid
from the day he's born.
He's 8 years old.
He's got his fucking birth certificate
full
in crayon.
Full fucking beard.
Like from bench warmers.
Yeah.
I am 8.
Fucking hilarious.
He's fucking burping, drinking beers and shit. But yeah, no. So definitely check.
Find us at Real Clean Closet on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yes.
So with our Facebook, you can find us at Real Clean Closet, or you can use our full podcast name, the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast, to find our Facebook page. But at Real Clean Closet works as well. On Twitter, Julian mostly handles the Twitter.
Yeah.
At Real Clean Closet.
I need to get back
Instagram
on that too.
at Real Clean Closet. TikTok. Now we're finally actually posting stuff on TikTok. And then of course you can find us on Spotify, Apple, basically anywhere you listen to your podcast. We're getting released on.
I do want to add something a little bit new we haven't really done. I mean, we have been getting some engagement from
we're being friendly with Black people
now.
We've never done it before.
Never before in the history of the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast. No, we've been getting our normal like 3 or 4 people that comment on the YouTube channel.
You're being generous.
Yeah, probably two.
They're all me.
Just keep doing that. Keep commenting. We like to interact with that, but also email us if you got something to say. Just email us.
We never use the email for anything.
Put it out there.
We mostly get our spam sent to the email.
Dude, that's great. All it is spam.
Yeah. So the email is cleaning out my podcast.
Yes.
Cleaning out my podcast
all one word.
at gmail.com. Yep. For sure. Because back in the early days of the podcast, when we were still trying to figure out what content to talk about, what stories or things to communicate back and forth, when we were still trying to figure out how to talk to each other. What definitely helped was like that every so often we would get somebody in the comments giving a suggestion for something.
No, for
like,
sure.
I think it happened maybe like 2-3 times.
Yeah, probably like a handful.
And they were actually really good episodes.
No, for sure.
I'd like to go back and do something similar to that.
No, and I love the engagement from people. Like, it actually shows us someone's fucking listening.
It's great when we get like the comments, like people who are completely inside on the jokes and the humor and stuff like that.
I love it. We have our own little community. Basically.
I pretty much handle the replying to people's YouTube stuff.
Any comments on that? It's usually Sean.
I love that shit.
For some reason, I don't know if you get it quicker than me, or I just have the notification turned off or something. But I think I'm just
one of those people who if my phone goes off, I'll just be like,
Oh yeah, you're just waiting for the update for Cuties too. You're like, oh fuck, not again, nothing.
Well, I've already got the bootleg version downloaded. I'm waiting for the update.
That's actually
Cuties
R.
3.
Kelly's sex tape, dude.
Yeah. You didn't have the heart to tell me. I stole it from behind one of your sombreros. It's like one of those tricks where it's
you mix it around, but it's really up my sleeve. I just shake it out and R. Kelly's dick falls out.
All right, guys. This has been the Cleaning Out My Closet podcast. I'm Sean.
And I am R. Kelly's lawyer, allegedly.
Mm-hmm. And kiss your dad for us.
Mwah. Only consensually, though.
Yeah, of course.
Or if he's sleeping.
This is completely true.